Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking another cheeky look at stellar lumens, and specifically we're going to have a look at the chart. We're going to do a bit of chart analysis here, see what's been going on. There was a bit of a fake out in terms of a bearish movement. We're going to go cover what that potentially looked like, and why we are pretty much unaffected by this, Chris, because ultimately we are longer term players for the XLM market here, and even though it recovered very fast from this, we want to kind of show you what we saw, what's going on there, and why we still think this is absolutely a fantastic project and nothing to really be too concerned with at this particular point. Wouldn't you agree, Chris?
Yeah, great project, and I think this one's going to be doing really, really well. And personally, myself, I'm looking at buying the sideways actions on the days where it dips slightly.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, if you do find this useful, informative, and maybe just a dash entertaining, do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really does appreciate it. And as always, if you're new to the channel and not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all that said and done, Chris, should we jump over to, I guess, the desktop, take a look at this chart and show you what we're kind of seeing here?
Yeah, let's do it, Nick.
Fantastic. So here we are on the Stellar to USD chart, okay, and basically, Stellar has had a bearish fake out and basically has recovered almost instantly. It was very, very quick. It was a bit of a flash moment, really. But basically, we're on the 4-hourly chart here for Stellar. And it's when you're in this particular range, you can see that XRP has been trading pretty much in a tight range in the last couple of weeks or so. And basically, XLM has had a bearish breakdown. That turned out to be a bit of a fake out, as basically the bulls kind of bought the dip, right? And bought that fear, as we always say on the channel, right? So Chris was probably in there. He saw the opportunity, bought the dip, right? That's usually what happens. He's nodding his head, but he knows I'm right.
You are right. You are right. For sure.
So basically, after a significant rally to 41.1 cents, XLM price had been trading sideways, in the last 2 weeks or so, probably around that kind of time frame, and it's been waiting for a breakout or a breakdown, and today it kind of had a bit of a breakdown. And reaching crucial support levels, but no bearish continuation. And what we mean by that is Chris was in there buying up the fear and bringing it right back up, which is fantastic. So how did it recover, and what does this actually mean? So, XLM price, recovers from that bearish breakdown, and it's now targeting that 40 cents again. So this is a fantastic opportunity, right? Not to be mistaken for fear. And on the 4-hourly chart, what we've done here is we've added in these Bollinger Bands, as you can see, and basically, it must have been in this kind of zone, this zone just here, and we'll get into what that looked like, and we kind of have another little bit here, right, and we're going to look at that as well. But basically, it dipped down. I think it got to as low as 27.3, somewhere in that range, I believe, and I'll check that in a moment. And basically, price is currently being pulled back up. So very, very good motion there for Stellar so far. So Stellar, is basically trading inside that a really, really tight range, and I've tried to mark these on in red, and basically those ranges are 32.4 cents and 27.2 cents, and that's really clear to see this on the 4-hourly chart, which is why we're looking at it on the 4-hour rather than the daily or the hourly. The 4-hour one shows it a little bit more cleanly. And XLM, has rebounded from a, this fake out, if you will, and basically is continuing driving further forward, and hopefully we'll have another attempt at that 40 cents in a matter of a few days. And the hardest thing, as we were talking about on the live stream, Chris, is trying to predict the time and how long it might take for this thing to happen. So really key to kind of see how that plays out, but time is definitely very hard to place. Not sure if you agree with that, Chris. Obviously timing is everything, but it's so hard to be predictive on that.
Yeah, I think it's always quite difficult to predict But we are seeing the likes of Grayscale and other institutions starting to really get deep in their pockets and into XLM at the moment. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be too long and too much sideways motion, but yeah, it's one of those, it's difficult to predict, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And the other thing is there's the middle band as well that you see running through here. It's also been acting as a bit of resistance as well. So let's just take a cheeky look at this, right? Let's get in here and see what's actually going on, right? So this was obviously 11th of January. That was a little while ago, but this is the part that's really interesting, right? So this happened about 8 a.m. We saw this huge candle come down here, hit this area, right? And that's the kind of the fake out, if you will, that everyone kind of thought was a bearish move, and that was the end of there, and it's going down. But we did find good support as well, right? It's not exactly as I've drawn it here, my blue line, but very, very close to it. I say I'm not going to be super accurate when I do this. I do it very quickly on the live stream, so you can see I was roughly in that zone, right? So that was really clear, key to see that happen, and we recovered incredibly well. We pulled this right back in here, guys. So it's actually it's performing really well. We're right back in between these bands, and what you can see with this in detail, right? If we can see this, and the bands were quite wide. They got wider in certain areas, and then it got really narrow. It got really tight, and that's kind of what forced this particular scenario here. And as I was saying before, right, we do have clear resistance, here at 30 cent, and that's not going anywhere. That's something I've marked out already. But also our middle band that you can see running through the center here is also aligning to that 30 cent level. That's going to be resistance. If we can just get through there, I think we're going to be okay. But getting past the 30 could potentially be difficult. So do expect maybe a little bit more sideways action before actually moving up out of this particular zone. But once that happens, we do have some pretty clear price targets in mind, right? And we speak about this a lot on our channel. We put the Fibonacci retracement on here, so that gives us some extension levels to be paying attention to. We are just below our first price target that we already hit, right, with this motion over here earlier this month on the 7th of January, right? We already took out this first price point. We hit that and we've accomplished it, but we did fall a little bit below in this kind of consolidation and sideways tracing. And ultimately, I think this is going to hopefully end soon, but time's hard to predict, as we said earlier. But we have got some good price points that we're going after. So if we pull this down into a zone that we can actually read, we can see that we do have our next price target for XLM here at 47.3 cents. That's just basically, where we're seeing this next extension level. This is the 2.618 Fibonacci extension level that is indicated from our low points and our high points within this data. And ultimately, looking at this, it should be something that we should be able to hit relatively soon. But there are a couple of key levels of resistance that we need to break past, right? We've already spoken about the 30 cent. We know that one. That's something that we need to get past. We have that 32.4 cent. That's these two red lines that I drew in here. That's the kind of the range that we've been trading between at the moment. We need to get past that. Once we get past that 32.4, I think then we're obviously up towards our 30, this one here, 37.7. Okay, so by hitting that 37.5 area, if we can get past that, we should then have a good clear level stretch target towards 47 relatively comfortably. We do have resistance of 46, but ultimately, I think we're going to get some momentum once we start going again. But we just need to kind of mop past some of these really strong resistance levels that have been tested and tested and tested over and over and over. Once we get past them, we're going to basically move up and up and up. I think it's going to move a bit like a rocket, as you can see with some of these other candles, right? It can happen very, very fast when it gets going. So once we hit those key technical areas here within our charts, we're getting closer to it. Then we will be heading towards those higher price targets, and I couldn't be more confident in XLM with everything else going on. And obviously, Chris, we try to cover as much of the news as possible here on the channel. We talk about all the fantastic things happening with CBDCs, such as USDC or the USB. The USDC and the Euro B, as well as Ukraine's central bank using it for their central bank digital currency. We obviously see that 15,000 farmers in Africa are going to be using the USDC on the Stellar blockchain. We see real estate being tokenized on the blockchain. Ultimately, there's so many fantastic things happening here with Stellar that it's hard to believe that this thing will not, absolutely moon at some point. So from a technical standpoint, things are looking okay. That's not a bearish movement that it was kind of freaking out to be. So that's a good positive. We do have some resistance, but I'm confident that we're going to get past that. And moving further forward into 2021, I'm confident that we're going to see all-time highs for Stellar lumens. Chris, is that everything that you kind of agree with that, or do you think otherwise?
No, completely aligned to that. I think the one other piece of news that we covered quite some time ago now was around the American singer Akon. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And obviously, he's going to be doing some work with Stellar lumens as well. As part of planning to build a smart city in Senegal, which I believe the estimated cost is around 6 billion. So it's not a small feat by any stretch of the imagination. So there's an awful lot going on for Stellar at the moment. So yeah, one I'm really bullish on.
Absolutely. So guys, if you found this useful, informative, do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really does appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all that said and done, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.